What's up, people? It's Fluffy Rabbit, GameGrow.com. About to break you off some Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team by THQ for the Xbox Live Arcade. I think I read something that it was going to be coming into PlayStation sometime soon. I'm not sure. Okay, so before we get started, we get to go through and pick what chapter we want to play. If you're not familiar with the Warhammer 40,000 universe, chapter is basically your flavor of Space Marine, and a Space Marine is a genetically enhanced human. Pick the Librarian class. He's got psychic abilities, and he can be considered like a leader type, elite leader. You get these perks you can pick with him. For this one, I picked melee, 25% damage, and health, because when you get in melee, you usually take damage and then you die, and then you can't play anymore. Okay, so the plot for this mission is the Space Marines have discovered an Orc cruiser, and an Orc cruiser is what they call a spaceship. Okay, so the Space Marines have discovered a Orc spaceship, and they are gonna go blow the hell out of it. And this is like mission 4 of 5 total missions, so you're pretty well into the ship by now. And you are going into the ship to kill the leader and then destroy the ship. And I think this plot may have something to do with the new Space Marine game coming out, because I think there are some interconnections between that. I know there's some perks if you play this game. You get some perks for the Space Marine game that comes out. Okay, anyway, so you're going through the Orc spaceship, and to get to the command deck to kill the war boss, you have to teleport up there and enter this stage. You are attempting to reactivate the teleportation device. Okay, so now that we've laid the groundwork for that, I'm gonna go and throw in a plot twist for you. Tyranids. Tyranids are these alien-looking creatures that you're seeing me wreck and rape face right now. They pretty much are what you would expect from the movie Alien, except kind of nerd flavored aliens. The nerds got a hold of them, and then they made a whole breed of swarm out of them. And I'll explain some of these Tyranids when as they pop up on screen, so you can kind of understand why they're deadly and why they're so dangerous. And I'll also get into some of this gameplay a little bit right now. You see that ring around the Librarian, the blue ring? That's your special meter, your special ability meter. And when it's flashing like it is right now, you can go use your special move, which in this case is a Psychic Shockwave, and blows everybody around you, blows them away. You get some cool cutscenes when you blow them off the side. I got a couple of those in here. And now you are in the teleportation main chamber, and we are trying to locate the power cell. And the power cell will power up the teleportation device. As we're going through these little chambers here, you'll see right now that there's a target of opportunity that just popped up. And that is, even though the Tyranids are on the ship, and I'll get into that in a minute as to why they're on an Orc ship. Even though we're on the Orc ship and the Tyranids are here, and even though we're looking for the power cell, and the power cell is not in this location, the Orcs are still planning on invading the planet with this material that we are methodically raping face with right now. And it's a target of opportunity, so we're just going to go in here and blow it up while we're here. Okay, so why are the Tyranids on an Orc ship? They are on an Orc ship because the Orcs are stupid. Okay, they probably thought that they could take the Tyranids and train with them, or that they could take them and train with them, or that they could use them to their advantage like a pet or something. Tyranids don't work like that. They kill and they eat. They live to eat, and then when they're no longer used anymore, the rest of the Tyranids eat them. So they don't really care about being a pet, and they will eat anything, and that's why they're considered some people consider the Tyranids the only good race in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. It's because they have no ambitions, They have no desires. The only thing that they live for is to eat. They eat, and that's all they do. And, like, they're not trying to hurt the Space Marine right now. They're not trying to hurt me. They're just trying to eat me. It's because it's what they do. So we went through and we blew up all those orc battle wagons. So even if like something was to happen and we can't complete our mission, the planet that they were getting ready to invade, probably the invasion won't go so well now because we just blew up all the crap. Okay, so let's get into some of these Tyranids here. And I guess we can go ahead and start with this monster Tyranid. Right. Oh my god. Okay, that's a Carnifex. That is a big ass Tyranid, and it really likes to eat. So that's why we're running away from it. And if this was a tabletop game, and you were trying to put this Librarian versus that Tyranid, the Carnifex would probably win, which is pretty much why we're running away from it still. The combat for that would take probably the entire game if we were to actually do that. We would sit there and we would probably spend 3 or 4 turns fighting it, and it would be really boring and a waste of everybody's time. Okay, so we're still looking for that power cell, and we'll go ahead and explain some of these Tyranids here. So you see there's these little tiny Tyranids that they come in like big packs. Those are called Ripper Swarms. There were some right there just totally wrecked. They're called Ripper Swarms. They don't do anything. Besides like they're like scavengers. They help the other Tyranids, and they go and they take all the material that can't be eaten by the rest of the swarm, and then they eat it, and then in turn the Tyranids eat them, and they kind of help out. You also see these Tyranids that shoot the little green things. Those are called Termagaunts. The Gaunts are your basic standard troopers for the Tyranid army. There's another version of those guys that they have claws on them. Those are called Hormagaunts. Standard trooper, but melee. You have these little Gene Stealer things. The Gene Stealers are bigger. They stand on 2 legs. They kind of are a little hunched over. They can think, there's some Gene Stealers right there. They can think for themselves. They don't have to be connected to the swarm too much, to the hive mind. They can just go and do what they want. They're good for like infiltration and stuff like that. And there's some warriors. The Tyranid warriors are, I think there's one right there I just killed. The warriors are a little bigger, and they can be considered like a headquarters unit for the Tyranids, if there is such a thing as a headquarters unit. Okay, so we're still looking for the power cell. Okay, but it's not here. But I'll tell you what is here. That Tyranid that I'm getting ready to go up and just murder. Bye. Okay, so the teleporter that we want isn't here. It's an active teleporter, but the Tyranid's using it. So we're just gonna blow it up real quick, and maybe we can find a different teleporter. Yeah, you'll see I'm hitting these like toolboxes every now and then, and these little power-ups will come out. Let me talk about the power-ups for a bit. The power-ups, you can only have one at a time. Okay, Health Restore is considered a power-up. The power-ups last about 20 seconds. So if you use your brains and you think about the Health Restore, you pretty much have restored health for 20 seconds. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just call it like invulnerability or something. They do have invulnerability, but it could be considered the same thing. Anyway, you can only have one power-up at a time, and they can play off of your perks that you get with your guys. You saw me pick a couple perks at the beginning. You have your shooting power-ups that you can shoot really fast, or you can shoot like 4 or whatever your gun is, and you only have one melee power-up, which just makes you kind of beast mode. You have your health power-up, which I just ran by. You have your it's like a shield. It's like a ranged shield, so things that shoot at you, they can't get through your shield, but you can, like melee people can still come up and kind of whack you a little. And your invulnerability power up. So part of the game has this narrator that tells you what to do, and it's another Space Marine, so it kind of keeps you in the aesthetics and the ambience of the whole situation. Kind of keep you really tuned into the game, because it's not just like a typical narrator, it's another Space Marine guiding you. And he has guided you to this location because there, that green thing right there, that's not the health bar, those are the power cells for the transport device. So we're going to pick one up, and we're going to escort it back, and we're going to go turn the teleporter on, and we're going to GTFO, and we're going to go kill the war boss. Well, I'm going to go kill the war boss. You guys are probably going to go watch another video. But let me show you exactly what you're not supposed to do in this situation. Watch. Okay, so friendly fire does work for objects, pretty much everything. I wish I did that on purpose, but I didn't. It was pretty funny though when it happened. And the first time I did this mission, I had a range class. I didn't have this librarian. The range class, I actually made it to the very end with like one little sliver of that red bar, and it was pretty stressful. This whole level was stressful because you got the Carnifex, and trying to run from that thing. You know, at first you don't know if you're supposed to try to fight it, you're supposed to run from it. You got the exploding room that we just ran from before this one. The game doesn't tell you that you don't have a time limit on when you're supposed to get out of there, but it just makes it appear that if you don't get out right now, the room is going to blow up and you're going to die. You had to escort that power cell, and the spore mines, those were the Tyranid spore mines that I was shooting. Those things come out, you got to shoot those things, they hit you and they hit the thing, and then you got this guy. This is a Hive Tyrant. This is the HQ unit, the closest thing to an HQ unit you can get for a Tyranid army. And if this was the tabletop game, I would not be doing what I'm doing right now, which is going toe-to-toe with this beast. Okay, you don't want to go toe-to-toe with this beast, because those claws, do you really think that, you know, those claws are dull? They're pretty sharp. But it's okay, it's a video game, it's a good video game, it's fun. It's a $10 video game on Xbox Live Arcade. I wish they made more games like this. I wish they made any games, really, with Warhammer 40,000 stuff in it. It's really fun lore. I've been in this universe since I was a mediocre young lad of 13 years of age, and I'm really happy to see all these new Warhammer 40,000 games coming out. You guys got an extra $10 and you got an Xbox and an internet connection, and you're looking for a nice little hack and slash 2-stick shooter with some good sound, good graphics, and lots of killing, maybe you would like to consider Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team by THQ. Alright guys, Fluffy Rabbit, I'm out.